Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Amongst all the good legal news, for the most part, we have some bad news for the XRP ecosystem. COIL, which was funded by 1 billion XRP from the escrow, has died. Let's take a moment and remember COIL with this song. Do do do, do do do. Do 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 do. Yes, it has died. One of the biggest funded projects on Xspring, 1 billion XRP down the toilet, wasted. Now the thing is, I thought COIL was pretty doomed from the start, and this was back in I think 2018. It was supposed to be a blockchain decentralized competition with YouTube, but it never really got off the ground. In the beginning, it was okay. It was basically free to use, and people could actually basically use XRP to reward these content creators. And I think I made a couple of dollars from it, although I never cashed out on COIL. But over time, it never really gained any traction. It only really seemed that crypto content creators, and specifically only really XRP content creators, really ever posted on COIL. So it never really gained wide adoption in any case. And then I guess financially, it started really not to make sense. I think maybe 2 years ago, they basically switched to a pay-to-use model where a lot of content creators basically only allowed people to view their content if they had deposited XRP into their account and were actually basically paying to receive the content. I think to the Lifeboats was one of them that actually used it. Now, some of those guys did probably actually make some money, but I don't think if you really thought about it, that business model was pretty much doomed to fail from the start. No one's gonna want a paid version of YouTube. I know some of us do pay for YouTube Red, but you can watch YouTube without YouTube Red, and you just have to watch the ads. And I'm not really sure if COIL ever really got the advertisers, because when I uploaded stuff onto COIL, I don't think there was any ad revenue attached to it. And I think the decentralized nature of it would actually prevent that, because content moderation obviously is hard, if not impossible, on a decentralized social media platform. And I actually do think that's the whole issue with decentralized media platforms, is that realistically, I don't think they can work just due to the lack of content moderation. And without the content moderation, brands and advertisers are not going to want to advertise. And without the advertising revenue, I don't think it's sustainable, because then you're depending on users' willingness to donate to the system to actually reward content creators. And there can be legal trouble if you don't really have any content moderations issues at all. So it never really broke into the market. It came in with the same business model that most of these social networks actually come in with. Then it switched to a more disastrous model, which is almost pay to use, which obviously no one was going to do. And it was basically doomed almost right from the outset. They never really had a good marketing team. They basically tried to use a couple of XRP to buy certain content creators onto COIL, but it was never really big enough. So it's another big failed project on Xspring. Honestly, I've never really seen a successful Xspring project. I can't remember one, because I know COIL was probably one of the biggest ones, and 1 billion XRP essentially flushed down the drain from the escrow on a project that I think was more or less doomed from the start. Now, it's not all COIL's fault, because none of these decentralized social media things have worked. And because of the advertising reason I mentioned earlier, I don't know if any of them will ever work. It just does not seem like a very viable plan, to me at least. But has to be a blow to the XRP ecosystem, not so much to the coin itself, but to the ecosystem, that such a big and well-funded project went down the drain. But, maybe they'll try again later. I think this was kind of almost kind of like a pilot thing for the ILP. Didn't really work out as they wanted it to. The ideology is good. The hype was never really there. And I think in practicality, a decentralized social media still has a long way to go before actually working, because social media honestly needs the advertisers for its economic engine. Without that economic engine, it just can't really last very long. And the thing is, without content moderation, I don't think that economic engine is there. So decentralized social media without centralized moderation is going to be hard to pull off. But anyways, 1 billion XRP project has died and sunsetted. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.